G'day, today I'm going to be teaching you how to stop at lines as well as follow lines using the light sensor on a LEGO Spike Prime robot.
Alright, so the first thing we're going to make our robot do is stop at a line, and this is what that looks like. So this program is quite simple. You're going to start a new project in your Spike Prime application. Okay, so our two light sensors on our Spike Prime are quite poor at discerning color, but they're great at measuring the reflected light that bounces back into the sensor off a surface. So what we're going to do, we're going to go into our brick and change our color sensors to reflect. And this will tell us what the color sensors, how much light is reflecting back into the sensors. So the first thing we're going to do is set our movement motors to whichever ports your motors are in. Then we're going to set our movement speed to whatever speed you want it to be. I'll just put 40%. And then we're going to start moving straight. Okay, now we need to detect the line. We need to wait until our sensor detects the line. So we're going to need to go into sensors and get our color sensor, the reflection color sensor block. So choose whichever color sensor you want. You might only have one if you're using a single kit. My color sensors are on a black line at the moment, so we're just going to go less than 40%. And then we're going to stop moving. So this is telling the robot that we want it to start moving. Then when the color sensor sees that there's not much reflected light, which means we're over black, it's going to stop moving. So let's test this program. Okay, now we're going to look at following a line. So I've set my movement motors and I've reset the timer because we're going to use that to time how long we follow the line for. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to get a repeat until block. Then we need an operator saying more than, and then we need a timer block, and we just want to put in here how many seconds we want it to follow the line for. So I'll just put 3 seconds. Okay, now we need an if-else block, and what we're going to do, we're going to say if the color sensor is seeing black, then we turn left, and if it's seeing something other than black, we turn right. So it keeps bouncing back and forth between the line. So we're going to get another reflection block, the color sensor in wherever your color sensor is, and we're going to go less than 40% again because we've already figured out our light intensity. So we're saying if you're seeing black, you want to turn left to get away from the line. So you need more motors, the more motors plug-in, and we need the percent power block. So we're going to start moving at 50 and 65. So this will make us slowly turn left. And then we're going to duplicate that and put it in else, but we're just going to swap those values around. So 65 and 50. So now we're saying if you're seeing black, turn away from black, but else, if something else is happening, you're not seeing black, you turn towards the black. And then we are going to get a stop and exit program block. So that'll stop following the line and exit the program. So let's have a look at what this looks like. Okay, that worked. And we can also adjust these values. So that was oscillating a lot. So we can adjust these and say make this 55 and 55 here. And that'll turn left and right less, so it'll be a bit smoother on a straight line. So let's have a look at this. So we can see that's much smoother, but let's see what happens if we put it on the line with a curve in it. We can see that it doesn't follow the line correctly because it's not turning fast enough. So for straight lines, this would be fine, but for lines with curves or turns, we need our motors to turn a bit faster. So we might go 70 instead of the 55. Let's see what this looks like on the curved line. That's much better. As you can see, it followed the line nicely. And another thing we can also do, we can use what we learnt before, and instead of using the timer, we can wait until the reflection in color sensor C is less than 40%. So now when the left color sensor sees the line at the end of the board, the robot will stop. So let's have a look at this. Okay, that worked nicely.
Thanks for watching this video. I hope you learned something and have fun coding.